Alrighty. Hey guys, so we are here once again with more E3, this time with Square's showcase. And joining me is John,
Hello.
Finn,
Hi.
and Keith.
Wow.
Still
Coming in
reeling
hot
from the
off that
Xbox
Xbox
showcase.
showcase.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. I
Alright,
can't believe Keith's mind would be on anything but Square Enix, but there you go, that just shows you how good that Xbox showcase is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. man.
Square though.
Uh, so, Square. So, we've had this card out for a week. We know we're seeing something new from Eidos, whatever you want to call it, Montreal. We're seeing more of Babylon's Fall, which is Platinum's new game. Life is Strange: True Colors, and Marvel's Avengers. I think the easiest one to guess on what we're seeing today is with Marvel's Avengers. I think a lot of people are thinking we're seeing Black Panther. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they were having that expansion for the Wakanda Forever expansion for Avengers.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I don't usually pull up the YouTube chat for these things. What's going on? Why are people spamming gigs? Why are
Oh,
people
because they
spamming
want a new
gigs?
Gex game.
Is that Square
Wasn't-
Enix? Is that something Square
Is that
Enix can
Square
give
Enix?
us?
That's an IDOS game.
Is it really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's clearly
Yeah.
a clamoring for gigs.
what makes that so much weirder to me though is like Gex was an N64 game.
Yeah. Has something leaked? I'm checking Twitter right now.
Yeah,
If Gex
yeah.
is leaked, then it's a whole new different kind of conference.
Like how
Yeah.
much has been leaked over the past week on these conferences? We got Rabbids, we got Star.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything Gex. You can continue with what you're talking about. I'll look into this.
Okay. So yeah. Black Panther, I think we can all agree that's probably what's being shown here for
Mhm.
Avengers.
I imagine so. And maybe the next thing after that.
Um,
Whatever
isn't
it
it
is.
Spider-Man? I think it's
I think,
Spider-Man.
yeah,
that
there's a
one.
Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man. Yeah, still exclusive to PlayStation,
Oh.
from what I understand.
Yeah, I forgot they hadn't released that yet, huh?
No.
Mhm.
So how many people here are super invested in Life is Strange?
I want to be.
Mm.
I want to be after this True Colors trailer got shown at the last Square Enix Presents, the first one actually. I feel like I might dip in to the series with True Colors.
Okay, and it's
Oh,
I'm on
surprising to
Finn.
me.
I'm with Finn. I haven't dipped in, and I know Rose played it on YouTube. Didn't really like it. We have our chat over on Couch Café. It's like they just want us to play it, so I'm probably gonna jump into it and do it.
Yeah, Rose, I saw Rose's camera over there giving a big fat thumbs down for the game.
That or
So
thing.
which is kind of surprising to me because it's more up your alley, isn't it, Rose?
Typically, but the story
Yeah.
in the first game was just not up my alley at all.
It was from what I could tell, it's very angsty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
all
get me
here.
wrong, I love angst, but
Yeah,
It was a little too angsty. It was just a little too over the top, and there were times that were just-
Overdramatic.
the play was just way too drawn out for me. I'm willing to give it another try because it might have just been that time in my life was just it didn't click with me, but.
well, that's what I was going to ask with this True Colors thing. It seems very angsty in the fact that the main character, what is it? She can smell emotions or whatever. She can see emotions, like in colorful form in front of her or whatever. I like this idea. I like the town. I like the vibe they're laying down. I've been meaning to get into Life is Strange. This is just another opportunity for me to do that without the baggage of the previous games sort of getting in the way. I know this is a whole new story, so a chance for me to dip in.
I personally, people say Life is Strange would appeal to me, just in general because it's supposed to hit that archetype of certain uh, communities, essentially.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I just can't get behind it because everything just feels overblown. And this is coming from a guy who has a lot of overblown stuff in RPG. Like the stories are way overblown, the characters are overblown, but this just feels not icky, just wrong in a way.
So I have a pretty easy comparison to Rose's experience and to what you're describing, Keith. It's like when I was in high school and English teacher was like, "Hey, you know, everybody in the class, you'll all probably really like Catcher in the Rye. It's a book that a lot of teenagers really like." And I read it and I was like, "This kid's a whiny bitch."
And yet you love
Like,
Evangelion.
yeah.
Get
But
in the
that's
robot.
because you also that's because you get to see other stronger characters.
Fair enough.
But
I was reading Black Beauty in high school. Jesus.
then there's Babylon's Fall.
Right.
So this game gives me concern, but it gives me concern for other games. Because why is Platinum making Babylon's Fall when they're also making Bayonetta 3 and the new Grand Blue Relink game?
Yeah, well, that's the question.
Where
Are
are
they
those
making Bayonetta
games?
3? Is it being made? Is there just one guy on a desk like that manages the Bayonetta Twitter account? Is that it?
Are they still on concept art?
Yeah, I have no idea. I know was it 2018 they first showed Babylon's Fall, or last year or something, or 2019 maybe. But I remember them saying like they'll show it off next year, and then they didn't because COVID happened. But this feels like it's going to be the big blowout for Babylon's Fall. Whole new IP, whole new world with seemingly a lot of history. I think the first trailer they showed was very like, this world has had like 3 or 4 apocalypses. It's like really a lot of history to go through, and so I'm interested for them to try and sell us in this world.
It was shown off in 2019. It looks like.
Okay.
Announcement on Square Enix UK's official channel is 2018.
2018.
The actual announcement, but I think it was shown off one more time last year.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a teaser.
Last year.
To it.
Or oh wait,
2019,
no, sorry,
December 10th.
2019.
Yeah, no
Sorry.
one knows what time.
Still that whole thing of 2020 just never happened.
Yeah.
There's a big blank film dot where somebody spliced together the reels from 2019 into 2021.
Well, no, seriously though, like as appropriate for the Square Enix showcase, Keith, that it's gone. Where's the?
Oh, I hate you.
It's just gone.
Oh, I hate
I'm
you
assuming
so
that is a Kingdom Hearts reference.
Yes.
Definitely,
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
It sounds wacky enough for Mickey Mouse
like,
to be saying it or something.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing in Kingdom Hearts 2. The beginning of the game, they literally like can't say the word pictures. Like even the word pictures is gone. Like all their pictures are gone, and they can't even say the word pictures.
Any Kingdom Hearts here,
So-
Tim? Any hope?
No.
So
Kingdom Hearts mom too, dad.
What are you talking about right now?
Well,
So-
Melody of Memory. It's Kingdom Hearts MOM.
There
So
you go.
well, but then you also have Master of Masters.
Okay. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts data. Here we go.
We're
So-
not. We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
We're not
okay.
deep diving into
We got it.
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts.
that's,
Okay, if we have spare time at the end of this, I can talk about what happened with Kingdom Hearts recently.
we won't. Wait, move on.
So
just keep on going.
So so now we start speculative talk.
Okay.
Because now we have to talk about IDOS.
You have big predictions riding on this.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm predicting a new Deus Ex thing. Obviously, Chad is predicting Gex.
Gex. Let's scroll down. Are we still doing it?
Is she
Let's
still
see.
going up? Please tell me
Yeah,
she's still
well,
going.
the more
Yeah,
Gex.
it's still going.
I'm a very small Gex.
Yeah, they found a different emote.
So
Okay.
there's
Geckos out there. We gotta sell some car insurance, man.
so there's the important thing though, is someone in chat said, "What even is Gex?"
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't there was a PlayStation game for Gex as well, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
Because it's mostly on
Wasn't
the N64. but
Enter
like
the Gecko? Wasn't
Enter
that
the
Gex?
Gecko was on the
Or
yeah,
wasn't
that
that
was Gex,
PS1?
Yeah.
It's time for Gex
I
to
don't know,
come back. I was on the Deus Ex train with you, Tim, until people mentioned Gex. I'm all on the Gex train.
Gex for Smash.
Yeah.
Gex for Smash.
I'm just realizing my light isn't on. Might help a little bit.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if we want to talk about it on the pre-show. I don't know if this is Eidos or whether it's Crystal Dynamics. But I've heard a rumor that there is a supposed Guardians of the Galaxy game in the works. Whether we see that here, I don't know. Maybe that's too far off.
Maybe
I've
they
seen
would tie
inklings
into
of that.
Marvel's. Maybe it would tie into Marvel's Avengers in some way.
I don't
Like
think
another-
it's. I think it's tying into like a game Marvel universe, but I think it's a standalone thing. It's not like they're adding Guardians of the Galaxy to Avengers.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. We have to go back to Gex real fast. John, Gex was first released for the 3DO.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I know I've heard that name. What is that again?
An ancient console.
It's an old
No.
console.
Only the elders
Before
know of
your
it.
time. It's before your time, you summer child.
Yeah,
It's
Gex.
a 3D. It's a very very old, beautiful console.
Gex coming back feels very much like Austin Powers 4. It's that sort of like. It's a relic of its time,
Yeah,
but I'll
baby.
appreciate it now for what it was.
No, I did a quick search because I was very interested. Like, oh, I didn't hear about this Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Yeah, and Eidos Montreal. That's what people are saying. That it could be Eidos is the one that's developing the Guardians of the Galaxy game. That would be interesting. Like, I'm kind of with you, Tim. I think now's the time for crap. What's it called? The
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. Thank you.
You had
I
Gex
just
in the
blanked
brain.
on that one. Yeah, I did. I do have Gex in the brain now.
That's what we're getting. Please, Gex.
I think it's a better time because Deus Ex could come in, just do its thing, and be better than Cyberpunk. The problem is how close is it going to get related to Cyberpunk for people who don't know what Deus Ex is. So that's my biggest concern. Like, the comparisons are going to happen; it's inevitable. But
Yeah. I think honestly one of the biggest things that they could announce is, hey, we're doing Deus Ex again, and Warren Spector's back on the team for it.
I feel like if they showed a Deus Ex trailer here, it would be very much the anti-Cyberpunk trailer. There'd be references. There'd be like, I don't know, like Keanu references in it, like no silver hand here or something like that. It'd be very combative, I think, to try and shrug off more latch in the back of Cyberpunk's failures, and to try and let people know that this is going to be a whole different thing.
Show people car AI that actually works.
Yeah.
We're not in the Matrix anymore.
But I feel like it would be them thinking ahead. Like, if you're Eidos Montreal a few years ago, you're looking at Cyberpunk and you're like, okay, if Cyberpunk is really good and it takes off, then we want to be here with Deus Ex so we can jump on the Cyberpunk genre train to try and cash in on that. If it's bad, then people are going to want a Deus Ex to cleanse their palate. So it would be very forward thinking of them if Deus Ex is on the brain. But I don't know if it is. I don't know if they care about it anymore.
So, what were you gonna say, Keith?
I'm just honestly thinking over everything from the Eidos Montreal to the Babylon's Fall, and granted, we just came off the Xbox conference, but I feel like Square Enix is probably gonna let us down a little bit.
Oh, the betrayal.
So, I'm not expecting a ton from Square, but I do think that they'll drop at least one today. They have to drop a bomb. Like, this is their chance to show. So, more speculation, but I feel pretty secure in this one that we'll see something of Final Fantasy 16 here.
Here we go. Now we're clear.
There it is. There we go. Let's jump into this one.
So, that is purely because for some reason everyone thought we were going to see it at the end of last year at like the Game Awards and whatnot, but they said no, you'll see it again in 2021. Like, we'll show you more stuff next year. So
it's half the year.
As Finn likes to say, if not now, when?
I didn't come up with a saying, but
yeah.
So are we going to see 16, or are we going to see that rumored Team Ninja Final Fantasy Soulsborne game?
I don't think we're going to see a Team Ninja's Final Fantasy Soulsborne. Right now, their bet's on Business Division. Business Division 3, whatever, Yoshi P. Their hopes are plainly placed on him to continue the Final Fantasy legacy. And if they don't show their full support here, and they just show something on Team Ninja to continue the Final Fantasy legacy, what have they done in the previous years announcing 16?
Yeah, and I think this will be Yoshi P's show, which makes me somewhat less confident that we'll see Final Fantasy VII stuff, because that's Nomura's project, or at least to some extent is. Though we may still see a teaser, especially because apparently I still haven't gotten the opportunity to play it yet, but apparently Intergrade added a new ending to the game for part 1 of the remake. So they may have been lining that up to kind of hype into this.
Another 120 hours to play.
I feel like they have enough. I feel like they have enough Final Fantasy related news in in their arsenal to where they could have like a Final Fantasy focused Square Enix presents at some point later, and have it all be just different Final Fantasy stuff. I don't know whether they want to do that, whether they want to drop like. You have to, like, Square Enix and Final Fantasy, they're one and the same. You're looking for an E3 press conference from Square Enix, you have to mention the words Final Fantasy at the very least. So
we are working on a Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's all I need to say.
That's all you have to do.
You don't say.
And with that idea that this is Yoshi P's show, I think we'll also just see the trailer for Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker again.
Maybe
it's a big enough stage that they'll want to show it and intrigue people who haven't hopped on the train yet.
Especially since nobody outside the loop watched the fan fest. Yeah, so this would be a great moment to release the full trailer again for Endwalker to a broader public.
Anything crazy that you're thinking?
Like, John, what are you expecting from Balan Wonderworld today?
I am expecting full-on DLC, and we're calling it 2-button DLC.
He's gone though.
Have 2 buttons.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I know. It's actually kind of sad that he's gone. Yeah. I want 2-button DLC. I want to be able to actually map a second button to Balan Wonderworld. I think that'd be great.
There is one more thing I feel safe in saying that they'll show here, which is a release date for the global release of Nier Reincarnation.
Ooh.
So that's their mobile game for Nier, which is already out in Japan, and they've had a beta for it now. Apparently, on app stores, there is a release date, but there's been no press released official announcement of a release date.
Yeah.
So I feel safe saying that that'll be here.
Do we see Yoko Taro?
I don't think
God,
so.
Please.
Do we hear the Dragon Quest theme?
No. I don't know if anyone
paid
attention to the announcements.
They did it like 6 times last year, I think. The Dragon Quest theme is stuck in my head still from last year.
So did anyone pay attention to the Dragon Quest announcements that happened recently?
No.
I heard them.
Oh, well, I saw the... What's the one they're remaking? Is it 3?
3. Yeah, so 3's the Dragon Quest 3 2D HD remake.
Yeah.
Isn't that just coming to the Switch, though?
I don't know if that's Switch exclusive.
If it's anything, it'd be Switch, and it'd probably be at a Nintendo.
They did also drop, and this is the bigger one for a lot of people, they did drop the announcement for Dragon Quest 12 at that event.
Yeah.
So
yes, they did. Yeah.
They might show something here for that.
I wonder what they have to show. Yeah. That trailer was just a logo, so...
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to get Dragon Quest 12 for the PS5. And then on the Nintendo Switch, we're going to get Dragon Quest 12 Definitive Edition S!
Before E3, I haven't picked it up in like a week, but I started playing Dragon Quest 8.
Dragon Quest 8 is great.
It's so good. I mean, I'm only a little bit in,
11's pretty good too.
It's such a vibe. Yeah, I need to get into 11 as well. That's sort of my pathway, 8 and then 11.
I have 11 on the Switch, and I just need to actually play it. I've had it for like more than a year, and I have not touched it.
You have it on Game
Same with
Pass
Dead
as well if
Cells.
you got Game Pass.
Exactly.
Tying it all back.
I just pulled it up, and the Dragon Quest III HD remake is on unspecific consoles right now.
Okay.
They didn't say anything.
All right,
Got
we're on
our-
the 2-minute premiere.
Yeah, standard 2-minute premiere thing. So we got a little bit of time left for any more crazy stuff.
I want a Secret of Mana remake. That's what I want. I want to get into that series so bad, and I just want them to have the love and care that they did the 2D remakes or anything like that. I want something. I want something old school to come back to me.
Was it just a re-release that got recently then? Not a remake, but just a re-release?
Well, there was
think
that
it was
remake, the Chibi remake on the PlayStation 4 a couple years ago, and then they had the Mana Collection drop on the Switch, which is just a port. I want some love and care put into that one, or anything. So just give me something.
Okay, so we're talking crazy here. We're going super crazy. We're gonna go back to the old school PS2 day and PS1 and Nintendo. We're gonna see something from the split off of Team Wolf Tri-Ace. We're gonna get another Star Ocean.
Ooh.
There you go, yeah.
There we go.
Not necessarily
never gonna
crazy.
happen.
Fire talk to me.
Not necessarily crazy, because I think we might actually see it here, but Project Triangle Strategy.
Yeah.
I want it to drop
probably
the project.
renamed to Tactics Ogre.
Yeah,
It's gonna probably be renamed to Tactics Ogre.
Yeah. I would like to see another demo as well if they're feeling generous. I don't know, but
Updated demo, yeah. Kill me, please. Square Enix, don't disappoint me.
Alright, we're getting into
Will
it.
it beat Xbox, Keith?
No.
That's all we need to know right now.
So we know that Keith absolutely loses his shit though if we hear the Final Fantasy VII menu select sound.
That's
like
true.
we did at that one TGS or whatever it was.
And Shredder's right. It just has to be better than Gearbox. You have to go lowest common denominator. That's all we need.
There we go.
All right.
Ooh,
On various
that's on various
platforms. Switch
platforms.
confirmed. I don't know what game for, but Switch confirmed. Oops. Matt Mercer.
Oh, Matt Mercer.
Enix presents. Today we have a special E3 edition of the show for you, with new game announcements, updates, and exciting news from our studios across the globe. So let's kick off with the world premiere of a brand new game from Eidos Montreal.
Hey,
Oh,
starting
we're
off
kicking
good.
it off with it.
Go on.
Okay,
Square
oh, I'm
Enix.
getting chills. Ah.
Okay.
Hold on, turn it up a little bit.
Gex.
This is Guardians.
Oh,
Not
Okay, yeah, Guardians.
yeah,
It's
Guardians.
Guardians.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what a birthright is, Peter?
Yep.
I want them to sell me on this game though. They weren't able to sell me on Avengers. Sell me on this game.
I feel like this will be way different. I feel like this.
Yeah,
will be
make it
harder.
wacky.
I hope.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paperwork.
Okay.
Is this licensed music?
Yeah.
Right.
So we got
No,
five.
it's not.
I think it is.
6,963 units short. I know, we clearly need a plan.
Yeah, it is licensed music. Remix. Damn it. Damn you, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Just make sure that was holding out for a hero, right?
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so they're going the classic music route as
Okay.
well.
It's a cool slide.
See, I have a feeling already like this is taking itself just not serious enough for me to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm already having a good time watching this.
Yeah.
They're definitely going the movie route. They're taking definite inspirations from how the movies were made with James Gunn.
Damn it.
Don't you? You're not getting.
I thought I had a gap there.
Yeah,
Remix.
so the big thing with this group is they're not superheroes,
No.
which I think that's like so this seems like it's going to play similar to Avengers. But Avengers is about superheroes, but they don't play superhero enough. Whereas this is like a relatively normal group of people, so it's okay for them to play as a relatively normal group of people.
Yeah.
I wonder is it co-op at all, or are you just playing?
DMCA.
Oh, it's got to be co-op.
You think?
I would have to imagine it would be. Because Avengers was co-op, so
Yeah,
I'd
but
imagine.
I just feel like this is a different kind of game. Like maybe sharing the same universe as Marvel's Avengers, but I don't think this is a games as a service.
No, I don't think it's going to be games as a service, but I do think it will be multiplayer.
Yeah, just a party, almost looter shooter esque, almost.
Wow.
This year.
Hi, my
Wow.
name is Olivier.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Senior producer here
Closer
at
release
Playhouse
dates.
Montreal.
Do it.
For the past few years, we've had the privilege
Square
to
Enix
work
as
on our
well.
version
This
of
year
Marvel's
released it.
Avengers
There you go.
and reimagine it into a single-player, story-driven,
Oh, a single
third-person
player,
action
okay.
adventure game.
Single
It's
player.
our own
There you go.
fresh take on the Guardians, and something that's really unique to our game is that you get to be Peter Quill. As Star-Lord, you're constantly in the middle of the action as you try to lead this band of misfits. But today, I'm really excited to have all of you join us on this
I
journey,
really like his
and
mask
you'll hear
design.
more about the game from our team behind this project.
Star-Lord is really hot in this.
I've always
Like, he's a
loved
snack.
Marvel's cosmic characters. Growing up as
Not
a
that
kid,
Chris Pratt
I read
isn't a
them,
snack,
enjoyed
but
them,
oh my
loved
god.
them. I had the opportunity to
Nah, Chris
write
Pratt isn't a
for
snack. He's a
Marvel
whole
on some of
damn
their
meal.
cosmic titles. I went back with the help of Bill Roseman, the editor, and
What
kind
is the
of
name of the space
cherry-picked
dog again?
characters from Marvel's past.
Cosmo.
The opportunity
Yeah.
here was to build a team, but to make it all underdogs, so that the reader would think, oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?
And that became the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, which we loved working on.
But
I remember
the biggest
first
issue,
time that the Marvel crew
are they
came
gonna
to
get Vin
Montreal,
Diesel to play
we were
Groot?
showing them the design of the characters, how they would look.
It's a
and
good
they
question.
stayed
Personally, I don't
silent.
think they
I don't
need
know
to.
if it's a
They don't
minute,
have
but in my
Batista.
head, it was a
See,
minute.
that's
It
the
was
thing.
like,
I feel
oh
like
my God, like, they hate
it's the
it.
same thing with
realized
Avengers. They
how
can't
much
have
that
the
Marvel
MCU like
out of
this.
Montreal shared
'cause that would be
in
way
common,
expensive.
And that we knew the Guardians
So
were
I feel like they're making it just
Looking at
distinct
samples
enough
that
from the
Bartos were kind
movies.
enough to show me, I
For
think
legal
is
reasons, this is
fantastic,
separate.
and absolutely in the spirit of what these characters
Diet
What
Guardians
makes
of the
gameplay
Galaxy.
experience unique
Well,
to me
it doesn't even
is
look diet. Like
no matter
Avengers
what
felt
phase
diet,
of the
but
game
this
you are,
feels
whether you're
Okay,
in
this-
like its own thing.
or you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you and you never feel alone. While you're the leader, the Guardians will also challenge you and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are
October, huh?
literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions
Okay.
you'll make will have lighthearted to hunting
You're appealing to me.
repercussions, and the game will react. to
So
what
you know what
do
this
and
sounds like to me?
No killing teammates.
Says who?
It's literally in your contract. I made no such commitment.
This
You
sounds
are
like,
playing as Star-Lord
in a
and
way,
you're
Mass
using
Effect
your
Guardians of the
blasters and
Galaxy.
You're using your jetpacks.
Right, yeah, you're going to different
Star-Lord
planets.
is really
You're
empowering.
doing different
He's
little
very
missions.
agile on the battlefield. He can slide and over with his
Yeah, I
jetpack.
wonder
Oh, this
if-
is
Of course, he has
definitely
his elemental blasters that have different powers.
Mass
as
Effect
well. And on top
extended.
of all of this, he can use the unique.
Wonder, are you like
abilities of
hot
his
swapping
guardians.
characters, or do you have a party?
We're not
Maybe a
pirates.
bit
you
like
have a
Final
party.
Fantasy?
Incorporated heroes for
Yeah, I
hire.
think it's a
Guardians of
party,
the
and
Galaxy.
like he was saying, they'll make their
No.
own decisions, but you can also
The
give them some
story is
direction.
about a
Yeah.
group of misfits,
That's
the
pretty cool.
Guardians. In our world, they've been together for.
I would
less than a
imagine something
year.
in the vein of
They
like Star Wars
create
Republic Commando in terms of
something
being able
on
to
a
give orders and
small
whatnot.
scale that looks insignificant. And as they
The mask
progress
is
through the
very cool.
story, they discover that they created something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And when
What,
you're
am I
starting
selling
to
you
work
too
on
hard
a
on this
story
game,
like
Strider?
this, you get to get your pick of which ones will make the best for this story. That gives us the opportunity to bring in some that are well known.
I'm holding
but some that
expectations,
are also
but it
not
looks
all
good.
that well known.
Yeah. I think this is gonna hit a lot
What
better
Ados
for people
is
than
getting so right about
Avengers
now
did.
Yeah.
is capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. They're also bringing an amazing imagination to it. You're going to see planets and characters that are going to blow your mind.
Interpreting it.
I think that's
in a
another
way, I
thing,
think
like they
makes it
said,
feel incredibly fresh.
Everyone loves
and
an underdog
exciting.
story.
It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and
I
make
will
the
be
best
Rocket
version of
Raccoon
Guardians out of
24/7. There will
that.
be no mission where I'm
They
not
made it
playing as
fun,
Rocket
they made it
Raccoon.
rock and roll. They delivered everything you would want in a Guardians game.
Remix.
Copyright.
Remix.
Been panicking.
This is a remix.
Yeah.
This is a remix.
Remix.
There we go. We're good.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god. Oh, they're just.
I love
Yeah.
Groot sitting there drinking out of the watering can.
PlayStation properties for
Copyright,
demo purposes.
copyright.
They'll release the
Okay.
demo today. Release it today.
So question. Feelings on rockets like essentially soul patch.
I'm digging it.
I'm digging it, yeah. Look at it. Look at that. Yeah, you can have little. I bet you can customize it.
63 units short. We intend to keep our
Little trash
ship-
pan.
Are they showing the trailer
have it.
again?
No, we clearly
This is different.
need a plan.
Yeah, this is different.
What? Oh, come on. You've been hoarding them stupid knickknacks ever since you first joined us. I mean, don't tell me they ain't worth nothing.
Quarantine zone was always
Holding out on
My
us, Quill.
figurines are not knickknacks.
Seems
Oh,
as
no.
if- Then you can't be bothered to make no sacrifice.
I will sacrifice your head.
and take us to the majestic mountains of Kakaran.
Guys, I think we should hear our
Remix.
group for once.
You know,
I
the
love
only
this.
problem with your plan is that Lady
I love
Hellbender
this.
only buys monsters, and you are not a monster.
Groot, are you really offering to?
No, he is not offering that, okay?
It could work.
Tell Groot. I guess we could bust him out after.
Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct choice. He's cruel, sadistic, and his soul is filthy and filled with rage.
I vote we sell Groot. I honestly
Rocket's
think
like,
we
yeah.
Yeah, well, I vote for not.
I also vote for the creepy little beast.
2 votes each. Peter?
Very Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy right now.
Well, Rocket's definitely scarier on the inside. He's unstable and vicious and totally oblivious to the needs of others.
Okay, we get it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go sell a monster.
Remix,
Oh, no, copyright,
remix,
copyright.
remix. God damn you, E3! I appreciate
Hey,
Keelan
but it's
more
got
every
me-
one of these conferences we do.
But it's got me jazzed. Soundtrack for this game though.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Is this going to be the demo that drops today? We're gonna see
I
it drop
fucking
today?
hope so. That'd
If
be
they
awesome.
shadow drop a demo, I will.
We're turning off
I
the stream.
will-
We're leaving.
I will
Everyone's
fight.
everyone's going to download the demo. They announced the Final
Xbox
Fantasy 16 release date. We missed it. We're downloading the demo.
There is nothing to figure out. As beast merchants,
Oh, so they are showing gameplay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
This is a really great showing. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like.
We better be in polish mode.
such thing. Right? The fact you ain't sure don't bode so
It's gonna be fun going to all these different planets.
Yeah.
Look at this one. That's Pizza Planet.
Meteorological suicide is what it is.
You know what I
love
want to
games
see
that do
though?
good banter.
Yeah. I want to see progression. What are they doing as far as like individual character progression, skills, all that kind of stuff?
Hey, Stormlord, we ain't seriously walking through this. It'll take forever in this storm.
Stop complaining. The hardship will strengthen your spirits.
I face more than enough hardship. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, feeble one.
Honestly, like the banter gives me similar vibes to Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Giant enemy crab.
Everyone okay? We should have gone to Maku 4.
Oh no, gelatinous cube.
You know what? I survived freaking Half-World. Think I'm scared of some little.
It's not alone. Get ready.
What are these things? They are amorphous vermin.
Shoot first, questions later.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
command them.
that's nice.
That's cool.
Smash him up,
I like that. Yeah.
Meet your maker.
Steel Boy's enjoying this way too much.
This is the local fauna.
It's about to be an
Oh, the
endangered
bit rate.
Blue, Hawkeye time. Oh, you rocket.
Time to go.
I'm wondering what this like combo meter system is.
Yeah.
I am eager to experience Lady Hellbender's
Oh, it looks like that might be what determines how much experience you get at the end of an encounter.
I'm thinking maybe they are
Yeah.
directions.
Oh, like a signpost or something.
I'm not saying it's an arrow with the word fortress on it, but
Look at his tape deck player on his back.
And the only settlement I saw
Fuck it.
we were topside.
It's Lady Hellbender's fortress.
Dead end. That's
That's just great. It's a retractable
I like that
bridge.
it has
They
his name
used
on the
them
back
at
of
the
his
prison
jacket.
I was
It's
in.
very 80s
Too bad
rock.
the controls are on
Yeah.
the other side of the giant castle.
Very
What do you not have time to
metal
dawdle in this
band.
jungle? I shall hurl the creature over the castle.
Slayer-esque.
Yeah. Oh my god. The signs are great. Encourage. Encourage.
He'll be fine.
There
Just
you go.
curl up in a ball. What? Drax, throw him. No. Very well.
Peter.
It's okay. He'll land on his feet. Ooh.
It does have you have to maintain your relationships, I guess.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I hope he can annoy Rocket enough that he leaves the
Oh
party.
my god. I love that Rocket is furious that
Yeah.
you went.
That's what I mean. Like you have to maintain your relationships.
It's just all the way back to that so and so will remember this.
Yeah. It's totally. But that's I mean. I hope you can get people mad enough that they're like, either maybe it affects your battle.
Your man.
Yeah.
Guys.
Again?
Or maybe Keith, it's like Valkyria Chronicles or support stories.
Yeah.
Me and Rocket go on a solo mission with each other.
Or like, what if? So, for example, like you said, you get them mad enough that they leave the party, and then there's like a quest that pops up to go get them.
Yeah,
back.
go save Rocket. Yeah. Oh, frame rate.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be monsters are very spongy with just Star-Lord alone, but once you start doing combo attacks, they melt.
Yeah, it
So-
looks like you want to just get that stun bar up, like in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Definitely.
Is anything on this planet not trying to kill us?
Honestly,
Guys, huddle up!
Xbox.
Oh.
Summon!
Are you kidding me?
No.
No!
Oh my lord, copyright.
Copyright, damn it!
Remix!
Done.
Oh
Done,
god,
done,
I'm
done.
yeah, I'm 100% in on this. This is great.
Oh
Like,
man.
Yeah.
It knows what it is, and it just like F it. We're going hard in on this one.
Okay, Square, I'm giving you.
What a showing.
Wait,
giving
I just
you a
realized
heads up on that start.
fantastic, uncanny. They're calling out other franchises with the combo meter.
Ah. Yeah,
Fantastic
spectacular,
Four, Uncanny
amazing.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
good. I like that.
God, this game's gonna. Oh, right. Okay, I gotta do something.
Don't you dare! I know exactly what you're doing.
It's
I'm
I'm
doing
doing it
too.
right now. I'm doing it right now.
Don't you effing dare!
No! You bid. Okay, time to bid all your money on this.
God.
Are you sure about this?
Bid war. Bid war.
Keith, you got no money left. You're out of the bid war.
I don't have any slots left.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. You're right. Unless you drop
I'm
something.
talking about you two. Fight.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat, go.
I have room left. I have budget left.
This is an affront to democracy. I just think that
This
All
is an
$78
affront
come.
outside for this one.
Yeah, we noticed.
You want to make that call, then you better not mess this up. You hang tight there,
Trying to figure out what.
See, but
Time comes, I'll get
here's
you
what's
on.
actually gonna happen. We're all gonna be bidding on this, and then Rose is just gonna take it.
Drax,
Copyright.
can you help me with
Oh,
that? What? Why?
God dang it.
Look, she came in yesterday and swooped us. I'm very upset with what she
Oh,
did.
that was such dirty tactics though. I know I put it in the chat, but like I was so busy with all the conferences we were doing that it just exited my brain.
I remembered like an hour before the bids went through, and I was just like, okay, I think everyone forgot, so I'm not gonna put too much money on these.
Look, Rose, I love you. But fuck you for taking Monster.
Alright, I've got more
Look at
money
this
than all of you.
environment
Who's
design,
going?
though. Like seriously, look at this environment design though.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm 100% in on this.
What a
That's the great thing about
what a
an
showing.
alien.
Okay, so quick question: is that not like 80s movie like Dark Crystal Castle design?
Yes.
By the way, I'm glad that Marvel is just maintaining a consistent identity now for Guardians of being like, this is our 80s franchise.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think the site has updated to include Guardians of the Galaxy yet, so I need to wait a while before I bid.
It won't be for a while.
Yeah. Turn out a bit.
How many times do I have to kill you? The audacity that you thought you could rob me.
It looks exactly like the character from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, player character.
Oh, release the Kraken.
You got this, probably. Wow.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
Definitely well done. Single player, not trying to process it as a game as a service. Gameplay.
Look at that
good trailer.
Ratchet costume.
Throwback outfits are good.
Yeah. This is a
mini
strong
art book.
start.
Now we're going to revisit
And
two
soundtrack.
iconic brands that
Everyone's
have
gonna
been
want that
remastered for
track.
modern platforms. First up, relive the classic games in the Final Fantasy series, and then get one more peek at Legend of Mana
What?
ahead of its June 24th launch.
Re-experience classic Final Fantasy games.
Switch collection.
What?
Pixel remaster. Please be re-releasing Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, I think they're doing a collection. I feel like this was rumored as well.
Oh, there's 6.
Yes. Finally, I can
Six.
play this not as a shitty mobile game.
Okay, this is a strong start.
2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Woo, what a
This is
showing!
gonna be
4, 5, and
anthology.
6.
5.
Yep. The entire
Good God.
Pixel game
Steam and
is
mobile.
Steam mobile.
I guess
Okay,
Steam
wait,
then.
Steam and mobile.
Really? Not Switch
Okay.
though.
That's good.
They didn't actually like show 6 there, I think, so I'm worried a little bit.
I don't think they're gonna. So they're gonna keep that 6th Steam on its own. I think this is gonna be plain Pixel. For Pixel.
I really hope so. So what is this?
Mana game.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like a Mana game.
Legend of Mana.
Legend of Mana. June 24th.
Very soon. Very soon.
Nice.
In 11 days.
Yeah.
Up next,
I was
Earth's
digging through
mightiest
the,
heroes continue their fight to defend the
eShop
world in
a couple days
Marvel's
ago, and I
Avengers.
saw
All
this,
right,
like,
Avengers,
Crystal
here we go.
Dynamics
About
is
this.
excited to share the latest updates with you, including new mission types and a growing roster of
So,
heroes.
Black Panther.
Ant-Man. Squirrel Girl. Give me something.
Avengers, secure that super weapon at all costs.
This looks so bad now compared to Guardians.
Yeah.
So bored.
Oh my god. Oh, this is horrible.
It's beautiful, isn't it? You're out of your depth.
What was that animation?
Shutting you down, Monica.
The world doesn't need Avengers. AIM will save this world. I will save
Just let this game die, please.
There is no end. This comes.
If this game doesn't die, I feel like it needs an FF14 makeover.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It needs a dramatic reworking of its systems.
I'm just sad because I really like Crystal Dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, War for Wakanda. Oh, that's right. Wakanda Forever is the actual title of the movie, the second movie.
Yeah.
Wait. Please tell me they're showing a trailer for
Oh,
it.
yeah,
or
no,
something?
no,
Okay,
they're
good,
just building
good,
up to it.
good. It's just like they're like War for Wakanda black screen.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to. Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a Black Panther tie-in on a game without Chadwick Boseman.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because obviously it existed before him, and this is separate from, again, the MCU. They're very clear on that. This is not the MCU, so...
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, it comes to mind, and you get sad.
I'm, sorry,
I'm not
but
saying...
Black Panther's suit look like he had kind of a dad gut, like he drank a couple beers? Is that just me?
I never
the
noticed.
design of it, like, yeah, just take a look
Might
at
be a
the
little
stump.
bit.
Isn't this the song they used for the Godfall trailer?
I think so.
What?
God.
Vibranium doesn't belong to you. You are right. Vibranium does not belong to
Remix.
It belongs to Wakanda.
Wow, Claw of all things.
There you go.
I mean, he's the classic villain for him.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Give me the copyright strike.
Yep.
I want the game to be good, but
It's not.
at no additional cost.
Included
That's nice, though.
Now
Okay,
it's
that's
time
nice.
to give mobile players a quick look at some of the games that will be available in the coming months.
Here's your Nier.
Good evening, 426. Our intelligence reports a new threat to global stability. Their reach is unlike
Hitman?
anything we have seen before.
Looks like it.
I thought they were done with this.
Agent
Oh, this is, yeah.
47's disappearance. You were selected because of your remarkable
What
skills.
does it go?
Execution
Yeah.
must be perfect.
Ooh, the sniper game. That's a good
You
one.
will
I forgot about
strike
that.
from the shadows, and
Oh,
they
yeah,
will
okay,
never
I'm a
know
sniper.
what hit them.
Alright.
June 13th.
Okay.
Hey.
It just dropped.
Beautiful tale that
The what trailer?
echoes throughout eternity.
Oh no, the Hitman
The
Sniper
first
game. It's
mobile
at June
entry
13th.
in the
That's
Yeah.
the day.
series.
It's
Nier Reincarnation.
There you go.
Okay, so still just
Pre-register now.
pre-register.
Guardians went so long that everything's just going a mile a minute here.
God, the prelude always gets me. Oh, coming to War of the Visions. Okay.
I don't think anything can top Shadowbringers with him though.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Dragon Quest? Or no, still more Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's definitely Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
This is the other one, War of the Visions?
Yeah, Brave
Exvius.
No, this is Brave Exvius. I don't know, these mobile games just like all start blending in together.
Oh no,
Oh,
here's
no.
another mobile game. The
First
Battle
Soldier.
Royale.
They
No.
are speeding through them though.
Yeah.
Apparently this actually isn't bad if it wasn't on mobile.
Yeah, they're giving it
iOS
the
and Android?
correct amount of time.
Today, the team at Platinum Games is giving you
Here we
an
go.
exclusive look
Okay.
at the epic world of Babylon's Fall, featuring fluid combat, powerful weapons, and a unique art style.
Jeez, getting Matt Mercer to do this was a perfect choice.
Yeah.
Built over 1,000 years, it was meant to be a tower of dreams.
Oh.
But for 1,000 more, it was seen as a tower of ruin.
How long is this conference?
40 minutes, so it started at 1:15. We'll probably be done just like shortly before the top of the hour.
Tower became a symbol of
So we got like 10 minutes left.
ambition.
Hmm.
That tower's name.
And we've still got to get through Life is Strange.
Does the savior of Neo Babylon stand among us? Let's find out.
He-Man!
Yeah!
Is this multiplayer?
Looks like.
Looks like
yeah.
it.
Not what I expected. This,
I don't know how I feel.
yeah, this looks like a platinum game from the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when I start seeing platforming sections and the movement doesn't look good for it.
Yeah, what
The
is
weapon
going
attacks
on?
look very near.
Yeah. Though not as polished as even Replicant is.
This has to be early beta footage.
We're all prisoners
One
of
would
our
hope.
subjective reality.
It looks so old. It just looks really, really old.
Believe only what you see, and you like to end up seeing only what you believe.
Okay, Skeletor, please.
Just like a woman.
Not but two paths.
Built for PS4, but it almost looks like it could have
to the heaven
been a early PS4 or a late PS3 game.
Yeah, it looks a bit like
like this one now.
what's the one?
Before you.
Not Eco. The Last Guardian. It looks like The Last Guardian.
Its tale of both hope and despair.
I swear if this release date is really soon. Okay, good. Don't give a release date.
PS5.
Don't give a release date.
Developer interview. There we go.
That happening like right now.
Okay, Nier Automata. Oh, are they gonna? Or, oh, okay, it's just general platinum. Okay.
Nier Automata でそれが証明できたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
ニーアオートマタのアクションをもっと楽しむ
Why
た
are
め
they-
にどうしたらいいかって選ばれたジャンルがハック&スラッシュでした。
Yeah, I wouldn't compare Nier Automata to Babylon's Fall.
ニーアオートマタのアクション
Definitely.
ハック&スラッシュというジャンルを楽しむということになります。
もちろん一人でも遊べるんですけど、4人でダンジョンを攻略していくゲームになります。
I can understand the graphics downgrade for a multiple 4-player dungeon crawl, but not that excusable for looking like a PS3 game.
Yeah.
ダンジョンをクリアして上層を目指していくと入手する装備や素材を集めて自身を強化してカスタマイズしていく。
For me, it's not even the graphics that matter. Like, it looks funky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like standard platinum, like a lot going on. Really intricate combat mechanics, but this feels like.
Well, it looks like platinum, but it looks like Bayonetta, like one era platinum.
Maybe this is what Bayonetta 3 turned into.
意識してくれというふうに言われましたね。カートゥーンチックにやらないようにというか、リアルに本当に存在している人たちがいる。
So in going for too much realism, they've sacrificed a lot of character. Because this just looks kind of dull. Honestly, so here's what I'm gonna say. It looks like a Souls game and not necessarily in a good way. Knock off Souls game. Souls Light. Diet Souls.
Now recruiting for
Now
Souls.
let's check out the next major entry in the popular Life is Strange series.
Here we go.
True Colors.
I'm gonna have to
The team at Deck 9
have my
is
trigger on
ready
the
to give
finger
you
for the
a
music in
deeper
this one as
look
well.
at Alex Chen's psychic
Yeah.
Definitely.
But first, here's a look at the Life is Strange Remastered collection.
Oh yeah.
Feels so
That's happening
weird
too.
to be back. After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield.
See, I'm wondering, like, how you don't have that
What
game
do
at
you
max
remember about
fidelity
us as
already,
kids?
since it's basically just
I think
a
about
movie.
us as little
Right.
pirates, running and jumping through Arcadia Bay.
We are awesome!
Remix?
Yeah, definitely remake. So they just changed the shader.
Nah, it looks the textures look upgraded a bit.
Okay, they updated the textures and changed the shaders.
I mean, remastered.
Yeah, I think it's just another opportunity for people to experience these.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if this needs. Oh wait, this is coming on Game Pass, isn't it? 3.
No.
Or True Colors.
I have no
think so.
idea. No, I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
Because I think Life is Strange is a PlayStation only series, unless I'm being stupid.
It's definitely on PC.
Yeah, I know it's on PC.
Oh, yes, the old trolley problem.
Yeah, I think as well. It's an incentive to buy the collector's edition for Life is Strange True Colors because this comes with it, which is a nice little deal.
Arcadia Bay is on the edge of disaster. Time to change time. Whatever Whatever happens, I'll always have your back. Always.
All right.
Hey, developer interview time.
Hi, I'm Maya, also known as MXM Tune. I'm a musician and the singing voice of Alex Chen in the upcoming Life is Strange True Colors. I hope you enjoyed that first look at official gameplay from the Remastered collection. As a longtime fan, I know I did. You can see the love and care that Deck 9 have put into
It's
remastering
still
both
weird
Life
for
is
me to hear
Strange
that
and
called
Before the Storm.
gameplay.
This
When
collection
it was
features
just-
improved character animation, lip sync, and visuals, breathing new life into these two beloved games. Back in March, we also revealed the next major game in the series, Life is Strange True Colors, a small-town supernatural mystery. Alex Chen must uncover the truth behind her brother's death, using her psychic power of empathy to unravel the shocking secrets of Haven Springs. Today, we
smell
have a
your
first look
emotions.
at Alex's unique power in action. Here's game
Like a
director
basset
Zach
hound
Garris
for that
from-
sadness.
Alex's psychic power of empathy is integral to the story of Life is Strange True Colors. It impacts every relationship she builds and every decision she makes.
Never thought I'd have a freaky empath friend.
For years, Alex has been unable to shut out the strong feelings of others, the fear, sadness, and anger of those around her, leading her to
Why does it
believe
sound like
her
Alan
power
Wake?
is a curse.
My
In
spidey
the wake of
senses
Gabe's
tingle.
death, Alex realizes the only way she can find the truth is to embrace her power.
I can't believe this is happening.
Ah, yes.
The only way
Use
to
your power of
understand is
empathy
to feel
to
what she's
manipulate
feeling.
other people's emotions.
From the very start, you can use Alex's power to focus on brightly colored auras to gain an insight into people's emotions.
Gabe was too young. Just too young.
These valuable insights deepen Alex's relationships with the folk of Haven Springs, as well as sparking new dialogue options and events, as here from a scene very
That's pretty
early
cool.
on in the game.
You're gonna lose her. You're gonna lose her, and it's all your fault.
Alex has uncovered a secret that Mac wants to keep hidden from his long-term girlfriend, and now he is terrified that Alex will reveal it before he can talk to Riley.
She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So please, help me
I don't know
out.
how to feel.
Mac's telling you a whole lot of bullshit.
Listen.
Thanks for telling me the truth, Alex.
But are we still together?
Are you serious?
This just is emotional manipulation.
I need to get back to work.
Sure, Alex will.
I like most video
get out of
games
your
in
way.
general, so.
Yeah.
When Alex encounters a particularly strong aura, she can reach out to actively connect with that person's emotions. This generates a nova, a supernatural flare that transforms the world around Alex into a reflection of that person's psyche. In this altered, emotionally charged state, Alex can experience fragments of thoughts and memories to get to the root of their issue. But not every emotional crisis can be easily dealt with. Some carry a
game's
dangerous,
gonna be heavy.
even life-threatening amount of power.
He's dead. I wish I were too.
No decision is easy, and the consequences will be felt across the game.
This anger could kill her. What if I could just take it away?
Using Alex's powers the only way you can uncover the truth behind her brother's death.
What would that do to her? What would it do to me? And even if I can, should I?
How far will you go in pursuit of that truth? The choice is yours.
Alex's powers look so awesome. I have no idea how I'll make some of these choices, but I can't wait to play it with you all when it comes out on September 10th. Don't forget, you can pre-order Life is Strange True Colors now. And if you choose the Ultimate Edition, you'll also receive the Life is Strange Remastered collection. And that's it for today. Make sure to follow the Life is Strange social channels for more.
Does her character models remind you of a like live person of the inside model of like fear or sadness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah.
a way. I think it's just a hairstyle.
And now,
I think it
we
is
are
too, but it
excited
just
to
every time
unveil
I
a
see it, I'm
brand new
like,
title from Square Enix Japan.
Oh. Oh. Huh?
What? Very deep
What?
in the heart.
Kingdom Hearts.
Don't start with hearts. Don't say hearts in this.
Tattoo Nomura.
I'm here to kill chaos.
No, Nomura, no!
That's my mission.
There we go.
Okay,
go,
I
go,
guess
go,
it was
go.
true.
Looks like chaos.
Set in the world of Final Fantasy 1, I believe.
You gonna make us go
Oh,
there
no.
and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
I only know one thing.
And what did they say the style of this game was?
Chaos.
Souls-like.
Like Souls-like.
Yeah, like Nioh. That's Team Ninja.
It's not a hope
Yeah.
or a dream. It's like a
Ah.
thirst.
It looks more. It looks less Neo and looks more Ninja Gaiden-ish to me.
Yeah.
So
They did say in a recent interview that their next game, which is this, will learn from like all of their past works.
Yeah.
Doing pest control.
Which is true of any studio, really, to be honest.
He's here.
one would hope.
Yeah.
Just have to hunt him down.
Why would you announce this instead of showing 16? Which is more likely closer.
Darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
I don't know. We're seeing more gameplay of this than we've seen of 16.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. You could.
Oh no! God damn it,
Oh.
Nomura.
Chaos.
I remember Chaos,
So wait.
yeah, that's Final Fantasy 1.
Definitely Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah.
Crush you.
Man.
When you're beaten.
So then, is this like a continuation of Final Fantasy 1 story somehow?
It seems
No, it's
like
probably
it.
a retelling.
Yeah, or,
His
yeah.
very own Warriors of Light.
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland.
No. I become chaos.
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
Okay, so it's a prequel.
Coming 2022.
2022.
Huh.
Demo available
Demo
soon.
available
There
on
you go.
PlayStation 5.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll leave you with a look at some of the amazing Square Enix titles you can
Sizzle
play now,
reel.
as well as those to come.
Okay.
Y'all remember Final Fantasy 7? That happened.
Just hit me with it.
I'm gonna drop plate number 7.
You wanted Final Fantasy 7 Part 2? Guess what? Shit ain't happening.
Stick around, we're about to go into a very, very, very quick post show. And then we are rolling right into Warner Brothers, I believe.
Yo, is that a motherfucking dragon?
Final Fantasy 16 here, but in a sizzle reel
It's all or nothing.
and an
And
Endwalker.
Endwalker.
Oh, actually, Warner
Thank you for
Brothers is thinking, I
joining
thought
us
we could do
today.
a bit of a like
Keep an
longer
eye out
post show.
for news about our
Like
next
normal.
Square Enix Presents. I'm Matt Mercer.
Okay.
See you next time.
All right.
And not even one more thing.
Right?
I feel like the one more thing was the Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, the Souls thing.
Stranger of Paradise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how did we feel? Yeah.
Silence is deafening right now.
Yeah.
John, how did you feel about that? I personally like. I feel like they gave what they delivered on and much more. Like the Guardians was better than I ever could have thought it would be. They had the Final Fantasy collection there, and they had that thing at the end, which wasn't even talked about
So,
beforehand.
Guardians, like you said, better than I thought it would be. I'm intrigued by Final Fantasy Origins. everything else for me mostly falls flat.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're gonna have a remake of Final Fantasy VI.
Well, so not a remake. So we know Final Fantasy VI is in there. The problem is what version is it? Because if you look at the version that is currently on Steam, and if it's just a bundle of all the games that are already on Steam, then we're looking at not great stuff. Because if it's the versions that are currently on Steam, which I'm worried because it says mobile and Steam, then it may just be still all the mobile versions of the games in a single bundle. And those mobile versions aren't great.
Yeah, someone who's never played any of these games, the most perplexing thing to me is why they didn't announce Switch. It feels like a really strange move to announce PC and mobile, but not Switch for this game. It feels perfect for it.
Or even PS5, PS4.
But Switch though, mainly. Like, so bizarre.
Switch, like, you can just take it along with you and play
Yeah,
on Switch.
so as we were seeing that trailer again, I did notice that like the sprites for the characters from 6 were not the sprites from the mobile and Steam version that exists now. So that gives me some hope. Though they do seem different from the classic sprites, so
yeah,
we may be in luck.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot of like disappointment coming in the air right now.
So did I, John.
Like I say right now.
Oh yeah.
No. For me, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought that was great. I was not expecting it. That kicks ass. That takes names. I am all in on that one. The Final Fantasy remake, I've been wanting the remakes to happen for a long time now. I'm with you, Finn. Why the shit it isn't on Switch? Like, what?
Yeah.
Just put it on Switch. You would
Yeah,
you would get more people in on it.
Yeah, I want Final Fantasy games, especially like the classic ones, are games I want on my Switch.
Yeah.
Like,
That just
because
makes so much sense.
Yeah, because I can just have it in bed. I can have it in the living room. I can
you can have it in bed.
All right.
I can be like, oh, I need to go do something else real quick. Cool. Switch is asleep.
Yeah.
Leave it there. Come back to it.
I mean, I keep on hoping for a 2.5 remake of 1 through 6 and put it on the Switch.
Remake, okay, all right. No, for me that was one of the better showcases. I think, they said what they were going to show and they showed it. Guardians.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this was the best conference. I feel like Xbox is going to be hard topped, but I feel like Guardians had the best like single game showcase of anything we've seen so far this E3. I feel like that was exceeded expectations to the point where I'm gonna get this in the Fantasy League. Y'all better be prepared. And then
I can agree with that.
And then the ending of the Team Ninja Final Fantasy Souls game set in the world of Final Fantasy 1, like that on paper sounds like it should break the internet. that sounds I don't know.
And that's what's funny. I'm with you. Like it shouldn't, like, people should be losing their damn minds right now. I'm in because it's a Soulsborne game. Of course I'm gonna play it. And
yeah,
I like the idea behind it, but it just it feels like if you are Square Enix and you're high on Square Enix and you've been loving their stuff, it almost feels like it was a disappointment of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like you got a little like, oh, Guardians is happening. That's cool. Well, where's Final Fantasy 16? Where's Final Fantasy 14? Oh, we're getting a Final Fantasy game. It's a Soulsborne game.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like Square has it feels almost like Square has lost sight of their identity in a way, which is understandable because they've got so many studios under them now.
Yeah.
But it's just like it felt like the true heart of Square was missing from this.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only disappointment I can see from this conference is what wasn't showed as opposed to what was.
Yeah,
exactly.
Other than Babylon's Fall. Babylon's Fall looked really poor.
Like Babylon's Fall looked bad, but what they showed of Life is Strange True Colors actually kind of turned me off of it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I was actually probably gonna pick it up. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll pick it up. People say they like it. I want to know why people like it. But that trailer something about it, I was just kind of like, you're kind of selling it away from me now.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? What was
there is
what
such
was
a thing as overshowing?
Yeah, I feel like it was very mechanically focused, which is weird for a Life is Strange game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
it was how everything they were just setting, like her powers. Like I understand the power of empathy, but then and Rose put it in the notes. I'm glad I was gonna do it, but when she was Alex was talking to the guy of like, oh, what am I gonna do? Do I tell him or do I tell my friend that the douchebag has been cheating on? Like, do I have psychic power now? Can I tell the future? Like, empathy. There's a difference between empathy and then just adding onto that, which mind reading or anything. Like, it's not just empathy. And so, like, I was just like, you're giving me too much, and now kind of selling me away from her empathy concept of maybe getting to know the people in the sense of just from that empathy of the dude right here looks like he got stung by 500 bees is like, oh man, I'm very like, oh Jesus, I'm having a bad day, and it's our job to kind of feel it out and figure out what we need to do to either help him or this guy's a douche. But right here in this scene, it's like, oh, do I want to be the trouble, or do I want to say F this guy and tell my friend? And like I couldn't tell if that was actually in game, which apparently it looks like it is.
Yeah.
So it's my like how did I find out that he was cheating on the girl? That's the thing. Empathy is me going, there's something going on with the guy. Like he's sad or he's worried about something,
or he's guilty, or like
or he's guilty about something. That's empathy. It's not. This guy's empathy because he cheated on his girlfriend. That's not empathy. That is mind reading. That is something completely different than empathy.
No, yeah,
so
but
they added on a layer.
I feel like this was pitched though in the first trailer. Like I got the impression that this is a supernatural power that she has, like super empathy, where she can see fragments of. I don't know how. Like I feel like I got that immediately in the first trailer, but I guess
Like I got the aura thing of the colors.
That being said, even the first game has supernatural type of powers. I mean, they even mentioned it in the remaster of that
time travel.
The first one or two, like the time travel stuff. Like this has been around since the beginning of Life is Strange.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
and
just
it's all just it's the way that it's used as a vehicle for melodrama.
Right. It was very precocious, and I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks. I mean, I understand it's a teen angsty drama thing, and that's what people like, but something about it was very just precocious to me. Pretentious. Yes, that's the right word. Pretentious. Thank you.
So what is the deal? Why did Strangers of Paradise not get you guys off your seats? I want to know.
Honestly, we're in a world of Soulsborne games. There is a lot of offerings of Souls-like games to be had, spanning different types of genres via 2D, via 3D, via top-down. There is just lots of them.
You want to know another reason? Why are you going to announce a Soulsborne game in the face of the people that invented the genre?
That's what I mean. Like, are we just in a world where we can't accept a Soulsborne game, even if it is in the Final Fantasy IP that's not made by FromSoft?
We can accept it. It's just that there's overload.
I don't know, man. I feel like Nio did really well. Yeah.
Yeah, Neo is great. It is a great Souls one. Like, it pushes back harder sometimes than even the Souls games do. Like, I got my ass handed to me in Neo 1.
I think that's another thing. Demos. So I only got to play the demo for Neo. Demos for action games a lot of times don't put their best foot forward. So I never got on board with Neo. I never played it. And by the time I would have played Ninja Gaiden, the series was basically dead. So like now I have the opportunity to go back and play Ninja Gaiden, but I have no investment in Team Ninja. That's like one of the big things for me.
Right.
Is I just don't know their work. I don't have an investment in them. For people that are excited for it, like, good for you. I'll probably try this game.
Yeah.
But like, not only are you presenting me this game in the face of Elden Ring getting announced, But you're also presenting this game to me in the face of Final Fantasy 16, whose combat designer is a person from Capcom who worked on DMC5 and Dragon's Dogma. You have a lot to live up to.
Yeah. I just think on paper this concept would have been huge, but maybe some things are just better on paper.
Yeah. Oh well, and I guarantee you, like the less critical members, because I don't think anyone will argue, I'm a pretty hypercritical person. The less critical members of the Final Fantasy fandom, I guarantee you losing their shit. I guarantee you. But for me, we're like, who very often looks to take a step back from things and look at them from kind of a wider lens, I'll play it, but it doesn't have me just going absolutely bonkers.
It was also something Tim mentioned about this presentation missing the heart of Square Enix, is when you have a legacy such as Final Fantasy itself, even if you're making a Soulsborne spin-off, this game looks like it's missing the heart of Final Fantasy in general. Not saying like, oh, it needs to be turn-based, oh, it needs to be a certain ATB or action-based. It just needs to have that something. And we didn't get shown that something in the trailer.
And so I was just gonna ask, like, I think this is maybe them dipping their toe into like using that legacy and giving it to other developers and letting them have their own takes on it. But maybe if this doesn't do so well, maybe that's not a thing they'll be looking for anymore.
I mean, with 15 and versus 13, they weren't they trying to lead the combat system with another developer at the time, I believe, CyberConnect, I think, or was that another series in Final Fantasy that was doing that? But they took it away from them, saying, "Oh no, this is definitely not what we wanted."
Yeah, no, 7 Remake had CyberConnect on it for some aspects of it, if I remember correctly.
I'm jumping on Twitter right. Okay.
Breaking news from Twitter just now. The demo for Stranger of Paradise is actually up right now, and it's available until June 24th.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to hear my PS5 beep.
Get her downloaded.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going to play it. I don't like Bandai Namco's games, and I gave Scarlet Nexus its fair shot, and that seems very solid to me. So, you know, obviously with a studio that I care about more and trust more, I'm still going to give it a shot. Or sorry, not a studio, but a publisher, because I don't know Team Ninja that well.
Yeah. John, that has to be
I'm
considered
on Twitter right now.
That has to be considered a Shadow Drop demo for a big boy AAA game.
Yes.
Nice.
I would say yes. Yeah, I think we get those points on that one. Yeah. I'm on Twitter right now, just kind of skimming through everything, and it is literally looking 50-50 on Shadow of Paradise. Like,
yeah,
I've seen, oh my god, this is so effing bad. I don't know what's going on. What am I in the minority? This looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, I looked at Keely's grades for the press conference, and it's heavy D's, a lot of D's.
Yeah, so I especially want to pose this to Keith. So this is supposedly a prequel to Final Fantasy 1, right? Why does it almost look like it's set in the Final Fantasy 15 universe? Like, why was the character in like jeans and a t-shirt?
Yeah.
I don't know why I sung that.
Like,
is that real sorry?
There's no accounting for fantasy taste.
I don't know why I did that.
There isn't. So the thing is fantasy is very broad. You can definitely have a character who looks like they're in a jeans and t-shirt, especially if you're something from like the Tales of universe, which has that somewhat modern fantasy to it. So I believe it's them trying to adapt that whole, it's a fantasy universe, we can have whatever the fantasy we want. But when you look back on Final Fantasy 1 itself, it was very traditional knights and mage.
Yeah.
So when you take away that aesthetic of knights and mage to put in a guy who's wearing a dad bod shirt,
Hey, don't. That
and
shirt's
jeans.
great, by the way.
That's a great shirt. But like, no,
That's a
I get
great
what they're
shirt.
saying. Like, from what I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 1, and it's very like traditional fantasy, like medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
And this feels like that in some ways and doesn't in others. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying about the Final Fantasy 15 comparison. It's almost like a mixture in that way. So yeah, maybe I don't know. It feels like you're just trying to get their take on this world, whether it's canon or not. I don't know.
Because like you see Garland.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's him. That's a fantasy character. And then you see the other characters, and you're like, did these guys go back in time?
Roll up in a convertible to this medieval castle?
Yeah.
So, a lot of times in fantasy games, the ancient past was often more futuristic than the current future. And maybe that's the thing they're going for. Like the prequel of the Final Fantasy is a actually advanced world in a way.
Ooh.
But
sorry, I just saw even Jason Schreier said, well, Final Fantasy Origin looks rough.
There's different takes from different folks. I did notice that one. Yeah, Schreier doesn't seem high on it.
And I'm gonna be honest.
I'm looking for it right now too. It's coming up difficult. I'm on the Sony store right now. See if I can find the demo.
I think a second tweet that I saw like right after that said that it's going to be available in an hour, but available until June 24th.
Yeah, Nibble said as well that according to the Japanese website, the demo was dropping on June 14th? ? So.
Oh, that may be like Japan time though, or something.
Maybe,
so.
yeah, because it's
Japan right now.
It might be June 14th in Japan. I don't know.
So I want
for shits and giggles real fast. I just Google or Stranger of Paradise on Sony's store, and I got one result back. And I just want to share this. I thought it was funny. One result for Stranger of Paradise in games, Bloodborne. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So I wanted to share this real quick just for Keith. Another tweet. Y'all wanted FF16. Here's FF16.
Very funny.
For the record, as of right now, it is 5:17 a.m. on Monday, June 14th in Tokyo.
There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, some point today.
Around 8.
Yeah.
So I want
it's only
to
3 in the afternoon for me. Jesus. I thought it was later.
That's how time zones work.
So I want to get my total opinion down on this conference in general, as you know, one of the resident Square Enix fanboys / nerds / who's what's it's. They put some of their best foot forward and tripped over it. Guardians of the Galaxy, great. I was interested. But as they went, everything just slowly started going downhill. I mean, I get for some of the Life is Strange fans, that stuff is great. It really is. But what they showed of it made me feel really bad about the game. Like, I mean, there's games where it's, you know, you can use knowledge of a character to quote unquote manipulate them. But there is a certain feeling in actually taking the thoughts and emotions of a person and then turning it completely 180 on your head to either be the god or the villain.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I don't like about Life is Strange is it feels very invasive.
Right, yeah. You're like
and
playing
I think
with
maybe that's
people.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe the point the developers are trying to get across, that maybe you're supposed to feel bad for this, but generally that's not something I want to do.
I'm just looking over what all got announced today, and I'm just like thinking, looking at this list, it seems like something that a Square Enix exec would say, this is catered for a more Western audience, which would be good to show at E3. So maybe they thought Final Fantasy 16 or anything of that nature was a bit too Japanese, or maybe would get a bigger pop in a Japanese setting. So maybe that's why they held some of their cards close to their chest today.
You know what's going to be the funniest thing to me? If they pull a Nintendo and like at noon in Japan, they're like, oh, here's a new Final Fantasy 16 trailer.
Just drop it. Just drop it. Release date and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. It's not like they really have to cater to Western audiences all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to have things for Japan where their fan base is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's so generally the people who are into Square Enix's product are heavily interested in the Japanese culture and the JRPG scene. So why? I mean, I get catering to a Western audience, getting to that, that extra audience tap in that you really want. But when your heart has been in the JRPG scene, this just feels like a kind of a kick to the nuts.
All right.
So, more than that, I think a good way that I could help people view it is when you hear Avengers, you don't think Square Enix. When you hear Guardians, you don't think Square Enix. When you hear Tomb Raider, you don't even necessarily think Square Enix. But when you hear Final Fantasy, you think Square Enix.
Right.
And so when you show up to a Square Enix show, I think you expect a lot more of the things you associate with Square Enix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what's a bit bizarre. I thought with that Final Fantasy collection, that could be like their representation for that series, but it was gone as soon as it came. It was very quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to see more of it. I want to know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Like, give me more.
But again,
it's knowing the quality of those re-releases they've done for those games that makes me nervous.
I'm starting to think more and more then that's purely because they're like, the Western audience won't want a deep dive into what we've done to these old Final Fantasy games. Like, they won't be interested. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what's on their mind. Maybe we'll see another Square Enix Presents that is more what we know of Square Enix, or what sort of appeals to, like you guys say, the heart of Square Enix.
Yeah, and it may just be saved for a Sony conference too. Who knows?
Something.
Yeah, because
down the line.
We heard that they were going to talk about 16 like later this year, right? Like when 16 was announced with the PlayStation 5.
They were like 2021, or just like maybe they didn't say 2021, but they said next year.
Next year we'll let you know more. So I know maybe this was just the here you go, have at it, because we've got I mean Guardians is coming out in October. Am I right about that?
It definitely needed to be announced here.
Yeah, so I mean games that are coming, they're everything that they showed minus the pre-register for Nier and Babylon's Fall was pretty much coming out like within the next 5 months.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, all right, here we go. We're gonna give everything. We're gonna let you know about some stuff, which a mobile game, sure, and then Babylon's Fall, but everything else was pretty damn close to releasing. So maybe that was just the whole game plan. And Final Fantasy 16 is nowhere close, or it's we're gonna find out, and it's gonna be like 2022. So.
Yeah, I think that's another thing for me is like not even talking about like Fantasy League stuff, but just from a fan perspective, seeing the trend of announcements throughout this past half week, we've seen a lot of announcements of games that are within a like good release window from their announcement.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that they go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I can finish.
Okay. So that idea that developers are now starting to announce games within a reasonable window before launch, and they're not showing 16, just makes me worry that yes, it is extremely far off.
Yeah.
Which initially I thought may not be the case because they had a decent amount to show for an initial announcement when they first announced it. And then on top of that, they have Yoshi P on it, and Yoshi P has a good track record, a lot better than Nomura does, which I think that's another thing that has me worried about the Origins game, is the fact that I know Tetsuya Nomura is working on it.
Right.
I think through this whole conference, the only big one that we've seen is November 11th, 2022 for Starfield. Everything else has been pretty close, or hey, it's coming out next year, and we just want you to know about it. All the big games that were like, shit, this is great.
Yeah.
Is 2021.
Yeah.
I also feel like that's a thing where, I just the lack of crowds. I feel like no crowd, you're less inclined to drop massive bombs. Like, why would you? Why would you get people excited when they're not there to cater for necessarily?
And I just want to say, look, I'm not entirely upset. I'm just disappointed. They could have done better. And it's not Gearbox level bad. It's just, you could have easily done better by just taking a couple things out, putting a couple things we wanted in, and maybe saying instead of demo soon, demo available at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Strider put it well. The bar was low enough that it wasn't terrible, but really they needed more.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could use more. I think the best single word you could use to describe the showcase overall is middling, even though there were some great drops in it.
Yeah, there were highs and lows, right? There was the mobile stuff that they skipped by, but then there was also Guardians. And then there was stuff right in the middle. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm most likely going to play the Final Fantasy Souls-like because I take it upon myself to play nearly every Final Fantasy game that comes out there.
Right. You just want them to be good ones.
And something Tim says, would I play it if Final Fantasy's name wasn't attached?
Yeah.
And I gotta say, from the appearance, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we'll see if that changes with the demo, but that just depends on how good the demo is.
Yeah, because I will say Final Fantasy 16 is even a game I would play, even if Final Fantasy wasn't attached to it, just from the look of the combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we want to have a quick outro before we go to break and then into Warner Brothers?
Remember about Playhouse Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Playhouse Live going on later tonight.
Yeah.
What time exactly are we starting that? It's after Future Game Show.
Right, so I
got
pull up the
Brothers
schedule
PC
here.
Gaming.
Yeah, so we've got Warner Brothers in a bit here coming up at the top of the hour, and then that'll go right into the PC Gaming Show, which also goes right into the Future Game Show, which ends up going right into our Playhouse Live Day 4 recap.
Which goes right into bedtime.
Which goes right into bedtime. You are correct, sir.
And while I believe it will be Finn, me, and Keith that are here during the PC Gaming Show, we're not like covering it.
Right. Yeah. It's a
just
chill
kind
conference.
of a transitional period.
Yeah. It's always a chill conference where like, oh, some things might show up, but we're chilling. We're just chilling. We're laying back. We'll talk. We'll chat. We'll hang out.
Look, I'll be glad to see modded Minecraft. Yeah. PC Gaming Show, Minecraft.
Yeah. You
Anyone?
think? Good
RTX?
show. Yeah. Wasn't it the Xbox showcase?
Oh, it wasn't. That's a good point.
There you go. Yeah, you never thought of that, did you? Speaking of Xbox, real quick, before we go off, there's the Xbox Brazil account tweeted that Halo Infinite is releasing on November 9th. So they gave a specific release date. I don't know if they were supposed to do that, but yeah, we'll see.
Bad Brazil, you're always the cause of the leaks.
Isn't it always Brazil? What is that about?
I don't know if it's always Brazil, but I do feel like it's often a Latin American account that leaks something.
Anyway, stick around. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back for Warner Brothers very shortly.